know that ducks don't cluck? But they move around so happily, only seeing the birds and the bees. We're chickens with our heads cut off, 'cause we eat, sleep, work, breathe. And watch a little Netflix on the side to tell it's night in the shape of a duck.
Heart is open, wide to all. Open-hearted, open doors. So we wander, we travel, we adventure, we seek. Trying on people, places, communities to meet. I've been looking for home my entire life. I've swum through oceans, and I've walked horses down the CBD. Filling up my life with love, babe. Open space and light. I'm filling up my life with love, babe. Let me fill you up tonight. Thrown away the dust collectors. I've got the clutter out of my face. Simplicity and clear blue skies are filling up my embrace. You know I'm filling up my life with love, babe. Open space and light. I'm filling up my life with love, babe. Let me fill you up tonight. My house is full of bits and bobs. Hats, bottles, odds and sods. It reminds me, of mine. It reminds me of you. Pulling at our heartstrings, pulling at our memory. How did I become Gertrude? This gloriousness. My life is not a vacuum with milestones to ascribe, but a giant oak tree with branches, some dead, but some alive. My parents said, take all the chances that happen to come your way, because we're all scared, but do it anyway. So here is my prayer, O Lord, do listen long. I do wish for a stage to be long. Artist, academic, CEO, fool. Please show me the signposts and discard all the rules. I love these quiet mornings. Everything's so still. Kids are still sleeping. Roosters crowing his thrill. I love these quiet mornings. Sparrows, wrens and crows, dashing and diving with a recklessness I know. Would you like a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of tea? Do you want a cup of dreams? Do you want to just sit down with me and tell me all the things you've seen? Do you want a cup of dreams? Dream with me today. Open up your heart now, darling. Let's go out and play. So here we are, my friends, talking about life and love, the ups and downs we go through. As life whistles blow and our tea grows cold, we remind ourselves our dreams to uphold. The question of balance is so hard to teach. Always quite distant, just out of reach. My life is blessed. My time is my own. My needs I have met and my seeds I have thrown. Our future lies before us like a path of untrodden snow. Every generation treads it, and every step will show. Let me tell you the story of how I met my mark. So many nuts in a jar, so much choice. Peanut, macadamia, Brazilian. Let me tell you the story of how I cracked the perfect nut. Found my face and made my mark.
He's a loony, she's a keeper. This is how they live their life.
Grab the stripy foxtail, steepled high in Roman towers. Pull the rope, peal the bell, rippling through the midnight hours. Beer mats strewn like drunken men, trading games begin to flow. Magic ripples through the land. Around and around and around we go. Oh. I'm dizzy for your love, don't you know? Every time I hear your voice, I wake. Bodies aching, another night ahead. I just want to dive into your bed. The snake flew from her stomach, and the goddess rode her back, with wild eyes flaring and hair a-flying. The voice rose within her. There was no turning back. Oops. Oh no, too loud. I know. They'll laugh or snigger or worse, show their displeasure. These signs, these cries, these urges of desire fill up the bedroom. It's sex with a choir. To try to dampen, to try and ignore is like clipping an eagle and ask it to soar. Oh, twisted willow, see how you curl. Snake-like seduction, wanting it all. Now, tattooed on my bosom, all stretched and askew. What animal purrs in your sleep? What animal roams through your dreams, feeding itself on the desires you keep? Me and you, us and them together. Take my hand and feel my heart. The timing is superb. And then take my hand and take a leap into the unknown world. The seed is cast and will not rest until it finds home. Two histories, two families, two continents. The oak trees of generations stand in the early morning mist and watch as the newborn gently pokes its head from fertile soil. My songline goes a long way from here. It travels through granite from ear to ear. A wild granite coastline is pounding through me from deep green Cornish oceans to wild turquoise southern seas. It only takes a minute. It only takes a minute to get onto you. Only takes a minute to do what I want to do. Only takes a minute, get my man on the bed. Only takes a minute to break your sweet head. Only takes a minute, only takes a minute, only takes a minute, so let's start grooving. Oh! Oh, only takes a minute to boil your egg hard. Only takes a minute to clean up the yard. Only takes a minute to get my booties on. Only takes a minute to arch like a swan. Only takes a minute, only takes a minute, only takes a minute, so let's start grooving. Oh! Everybody moving, everybody grooving, everybody moving, so let's get it on. I am a diva. In a golden casket. Oh, twisted willow, your limbs meet my heart. Twisted and tired, we grow more apart. You and I, us and them, me and you together. Hold my hand and hear my heart. The timing is superb. Now take a leap of faith into this unknown world. The seed is cast and will not rest until it finds home. Love in union, two families, two histories, two stories, two generations. The oak trees of generations stand in the early morning mist and watch as the newborn lifts his head from fertile soil. My song goes a long way from here. It travels from granite, from ear to ear. A wild granite coastline is pounding through me from deep green Cornish oceans to wild turquoise southern seas. Now every time I see turquoise, I think of you. Aimless, but timeless. The shape fascinates me as it comes into the picture. The moon framing his face. Twisted willow, your limbs meet my heart. But twisted and tired, we grow more apart. I know. When I'm with my lover, it's the only place to be. The same place as my lover for all eternity. But the place can become confining. And soon it's plain to see that we need space between him and me. Oh. I knew a man called Jugsy, and he fitted me like a glove. But I've bashed him with my patterns, and I fear I've lost his love. But I never wanted perfect messing with passion. I didn't want perfect messing up the bed. I'm no longer sacrificing or seducing, playing victim, because I don't want perfect messing with passion, messing up my bed. So I go into the chamber. Because it's too bright to see. Darkness helps dim the sense of reality. I'm still working on those wide interiors. That thing between us. More than history, more than common pasts. Shorelines, sea lines, somewhere in me lies a midway between the ocean and sand. We hold on to all of the things that we know, frightened of what lies deep down below. Seaweed and surf breaks, high tide and movement. The ocean embraces the world in her arms. There in the distance a wetline emerges, reflecting the patterns of all great laid plans. And where is the shoreline that runs through my system? A fault line, a sea line that'll gather me in. There are shorelines and sea lines running through me lives. All of the songs that I have yet to sing, and there in the middle, a damp line between us, where the ocean will wash all our fears away. Wild lives, these sea lives, strong lives that lead lives. That's where we'll meet. One day by the sea. Yes, that's where we'll meet. One day by the sea. Ooh. Oh, he's got a ticket to ride to a place he'd rather be, a weekend in paradise. But only one way. Ah. The bills. It's been a bad month for money in small business. You'll come if I pay? But I'd already gone. A one-way ticket nowhere. Glimmer of hope maybe, but no idea from where. Oh no, you've got one. He's got one. A ticket, a match has been found. And I knew that he loved me. And to my island was bound. Waves of joy crashed into the rock-solid arms of my lover, my anchor, my best friend. We drank wine. We purchased knives. We swam in turquoise waters. A strange bond of love gently growing between us. Ah. Rich and red, burnished bright, love does grow hot tonight. Now when I think of turquoise, I think of him.
No responsibility out there, dreaming in the yellow, green and blue.
I am deep snoring of divas in slumber. I am the roar of dinosaur waves. Watch the path my footsteps have taken from history to the present. Dreams held in firelight, the stories of descendants. There is a rock above the sky. It holds a certain magic, I now know why. It is because of the ley line upon which it rests. Childhood memories buried deep within my breast. Below lies a woman, wet hair tumbles west, and out in the ocean her hand gently rests. Eyes caress the morning, welcoming each new day, and slippery dreams like silverfish into ocean spray. This connection to our country is a connection to our past. Granite, labyrinth stories, just there within our grasp. My mother, Gertrude, was a Cornish woman. Still is a Cornish woman, actually. She wrote a poem for her mother, Daisy. Daisy, she aged into a little old woman. Hugging her was like holding a soft pillow. No breasts, no hips, just softness needing to be held. But once she was Daisy Teresa, shapely, provocative, playful, photos posed and eye-catching. But now, she was frail and old, forgetful and rambling, And her knees, oh, her knees, they gave her trouble. So she sat in the chair next to the cupboard where the sweetie tin was kept. And all of us grandchildren would clamber all over her, blocking her view of Coronation Street on the telly, calling over her ramblings and waiting for the sweetie tin to get passed round. Oi, you at the back, Zoe, pass the tin. Come on, there's tins around here. Particular sweeties, of course. She was a wife and a mother. The silence that clings, the smell of fresh grass, the noise that a bird makes as its message still sings. Will these memories also fade? Or will I go home often and drink lemonade? Silence is brushed by the soft sounds of Vivaldi. My mother was different. The eldest of three, expected to stay home to care for family. But my mother was different, an adventurous by heart, with dreams and aspirations that called her to part. For my mother was different, wild-spirited and free, with a thirst for knowledge and a longing to be free. For my mother was different, and they all knew it so. And I know they were sad when she decided to go. But my mother was different, wild-spirited and free, and that woman is still in her, and she's also in me. For I am my mother, her strength and her pride, and that I'll take with me as I take life in my stride. A new life, a new seed. Where will it lead? Take my hand and take my heart. Take my heart and take my hand and follow me to the golden land. For winds will blow and rain will sleet, but joy will shine and fun will meet. Golden lands, golden dreams, just there within our reach. The ties that bind us, the life that guides us, all wrapped up in letters to my sisters, who will hear of my labour and bless me with myrrh, light up their candles and celebrate birth. Libelis the dragon lived in a castle so tall. She used to go out walking around the castle wall. Then one day a brave Sir Knight galloped past her door, and a Libelis knew she'd be single no more. A Libelis, a Libelis, a Libelis the dragon, a Libelis and brave Sir Mark spent the night time a-yakking. A Libelis and brave Sir Mark very soon were wed. They had a big reception and jumped into their bed. 9 months later, a baby boy, Prince Charles was his name, and a Libelis and Mark knew life would change again. A Libelis, a Libelis, a Libelis the dragon, a Libelis and brave Sir Mark spent the night time a-shagging. A libelous and brave Sir Mark and baby Charles they went. To the Wongan Hills Tavern they were mysteriously sent. 9 months later, a baby girl, you've got it. Princess Morwenna was her name. And a libelous and Mark knew life would change again. A libelous, a libelous, a libelous the dragon, a libelous and brave Sir Mark, Charles Morwenna laughing. Oh. And where are you going, my fine little one? Looking for vigil, uncover your song, hop through country to uncover the space and bring the words back into place? And where are you going, my fine little one? Slithering through forests to find the tools of your song. Somewhere they were taken from thee, and it's time to bring them back to our country. And what about you? Where are you going, my fine little one? Flying through forests to uncover your song. Collect the colours lost in our dreams. Find new meaning and sew up tattered seams. But feelings flare. Emotions run deep. I'm waking at night. I'm craving sleep. What is this place of weave and weft with life so present and past, so left? A great big black hole has opened up in front of me and is gnashing its teeth. The silence screams. The light rotates. The candle burns and my heart aches. Oh, mother. Rigid little rag doll, sitting there on the windowsill. Do you appreciate the flow of life that is going through your heels? Rigid little straw doll, sitting there, so beautiful and still. Do you appreciate the clothing in which you are velveted? Rigid little peg doll flies past me as the wind blows. I'm a canvas waiting for colour. A life waiting to flower. All tied and knotted in my guts. I shake the line that holds my denial. Oh, mother, can't you hold me? For I'm struggling to stay strong. I've no support to share your grief. My connections aren't that strong. Little mama flew away today. She bolted through a hole in the wall. Did it really become too much for you? And did escaping seem the right thing to do? Little mama weep, little mama rage, but little mama take time to break out of your cage. Oh, little mama swimming in a bucket of rain. You're swimming hard to get away. And you know exhaustion is creeping in bit by bit until it all just fades away. Oh, little mama weep and little mama rage, but little mama, it's time to break out of that cage. Little mama, the devil, he's on your back and he's having his way every day. Have you ever decided to chuck him off Send him packing, send him on his way. Oh, little mama weep, yeah, little mama rage. Oh, little mama, it's time to take center stage. Mother, son, fill my heart, you abundant one. Mother, son, open our hearts so we can love as one. Father moon, illuminate my evening tune. Father moon, hold the light as darkness glooms. Lilting sounds wander, mature arms surround. With grace, silvery threads of wisdom, they fall. The old kangaroo lies in the paddock. Her skin is thin and loose. And I never was destined to win that exhumed competition, was I? Her skin is thin and loose, but her ears are still quick to the sound of the hoof. At Grassdale, she's safe now. Old age can creep on, for she's safe in the knowledge that her tribe will live on. She's seen all the valleys, the hills, and the dwells, and she's watched all the creatures and the songs, the stories they tell. She knows all the seasons. Births, deaths come along. And she's held all of the magic for so long. And here, in this grassland, she can now sit and rest. The grand old boomer, or doe, lays her head on her chest. The moon shone down on the rock pools. Don't forget to hashtag. The moon was full, blissful in its glory on the dark ocean, still, silent, deep and unfathomable. The ocean that formed and framed Mowena's life. Violent and terrifying to some, to her, the ocean was a source of delight and amusement. She giggled as she sat on the rock, watching long-legged crabs scuttling away from the gaping mouths of Atlantic gulls. The silence of this place filled her with joy. This was her home, her place, the only place she knew. The smell of salt carried on the southwesterly, tinged with seaweed and warmed by the sun. This was where she belonged, her home, her family, her sense of herself. The moon grinned as it glowed down on her skin, glistening wet and cool, droplets dripping into the rock pools below. Morwenna waited, watching, listening, enjoying the silence of the sea and dreaming of the adventures her mother was having. Her mother swam for their evening meal at the same time every night. This routine had been part of Morwenna's life for as long as she could remember. Alone, whilst her mother fished for the delicacies of the ocean, Morwenna would hear her first, calling, singing to herself as she effortlessly swam through the greenish tinges of the ocean, ducking, diving, looking through ancient rock formations that formed their home. Her voice would ring out like chimes in the darkness, reassuring her, announcing the feast they would soon enjoy together. Morwenna felt warm. The colours and smell gave her a sense of great peace. The stillness of the ocean heralded a change in the flow of things as yet unknown but imminent. Morwenna strained. Her mother would normally have been back by now. A cold feeling swept through her. Imagination, normally relaxed and playful, began to tighten, turn cold with images of her mother in pain, caught, screaming for her, falling into the silent drops on the ocean floor. Her body stiffened. She watched, trying to quell the voices in her head, trying in vain to listen to her heart, the words of the ocean, the call of the moon. What would life be like? What meaning by herself? Her breath quickened, her mind taking a tighter grip, fast, faster, tense, tenser, panic rising, fear creeping out of the darkness that once had felt so comforting. No noise escaped her ears, no movement escaped her eyes. She watched, waiting, paralysed, trying to believe, trying to trust, trying to resist the pull. Morwenna breathed deeply, thoughtfully, relaxing, trusting in her mother's ability, experience, and wisdom. A deep voice rippled through her body. Go into the water. Unconsciously, she slipped into the deep, the dark blue ink mingling at last with the clear tears that had started to cascade down her cheeks. Never before had she felt the imminence of loneliness, the vast, uncharted depths of being by herself, in the arms of darkness that now crowded in and confused. She laid there, movement of her arms steadying herself. The voice came again, the voice of her mothers, her grandmothers, her great-grandmothers, sisters and daughters. It gave comfort. She rested in the warmth, stilled and mesmerised by the words of the song. Rest in me, little one. Rest in us, the voices said. We're here to refresh and reinvigorate you. Step into our arms whenever you fear life or fear fear. Whatever happens, know that we are here. Morwenna closed her eyes. The frightening images receded. The possibilities that had been so real now dissolved into the ripples of the ocean. No fear, she whispered. No fear. No fear of what might or might not be. She opened her eyes to the brightness of the moon, knowing the place she was in, her place, her home, a place of routines where mothers of ancient generations were there for her always.
Lock up your words in your own notebook. Share with the world. Let others take a look. Your words are given from the sky, and you are the one needed to make them fly. Watch every word as it lands. Gently caress your criticism, for the words you write tell a story all can hear. Watch them quietly without fear. So don't lock up your voice in your own private shower. share with the world. Let others hear its power. Your voice tells a story all can hear. Share it widely and let them hear. Let them hear. Each tiny blade of grass standing tall and green doesn't hide from the sun. No, it's there to be seen. Every blade of grass standing tall and green doesn't hide to the sun. I'm here to be seen. So don't lock up your words, and don't lock up your mind in a tiny notebook. Let your thoughts fly. Let others look. Your thoughts are just clouds in the sky. Watch them quietly and let them fly. Let them fly. Each tiny blade of grass standing tall and green doesn't hide from the sun. No, it's there to be seen. Every blade of grass standing tall and green is not on Instagram, 'cause it's there to be seen. So don't lock up your words in a tiny notebook. Please share them with us. Let others take a look. Your words, they're given from the sky, and you are the one needed to